From the front row, Golubic and Hamilton. From row number 2, Mitri and Cox. Row 3, Schlattfeld and Borden. Row 4, Price and Solwald. Row 5, Taylor and Brown. And Kuntz all by himself in row number 6. From last night, Jason Solwald, your third highest point scorer at 475, already with 200 points from Quick Time here on the evening. Justin Cox sitting pretty as well, 5th in points, coming in at 459. Robbie Price 7th in points out of last night as he set at 451. Point standings available at SkagitSpeedway.com if you want quick reference on that. If you're a fan in the stand and looking for something, we've got them printed off at the will call window as well, as it is Golubic down low, Hamilton up high. Out of the 4th corner, we're green here in Turn Cup night number 2. Golubic looks very stable and steady, getting into the bottom, comes out on the top of turn number 2. He's got a car length on Hamilton, who dive bombs the low side, getting into 3. Can't quite make the pass. It's Golubic on lap number 1. Hamilton working down low now. Golubic up high. Greg Hamilton got the drive, takes the lead out of turn number 2. Shane Golubic back after him, though. Trade spots coming out of 4. Golubic back to the top spot with Hamilton in hot pursuit. Cox is 3rd, Borden is 4, Mitri is in the 5 spot as they race down the back straightaway. Just a couple of car lengths back of each other. Golubic lap times in 12-second bracket. As you look further back in the field, there's Jason Solwald. And Solwald right now in 8th place and not advancing, trying to pick up a spot on Jesse Schlattfeld. Now Solwald was a 2-spot earner last night in the heat race, did well enough to put him in a decent spot for lane, and obviously have a huge point score coming into tonight as Golubic turns away Hamilton again. 5 laps in, 3 to go. Golubic, night number 2, looking for better results here at Skagit Speedway. Opening up the advantage, 1.120 seconds over Greg Hamilton. As down the back straightaway, Borden in the 8. Racing with Max Mitri, that's for Ford. Borden's got the spot, Mitri in down low, so we get the white flag in the air one more time around. Shane Golubic coming around. Fremont, California driver takes the checkered flag. He will win the first heat race and put 100 points towards his score. Greg Hamilton is 2nd. Justin Cox takes position number 3. Max Mitri will grab 4, Devin Borden 5, Robbie Price 6, Jesse Schlattfeld 7, Jason Solwald 8, Lane Taylor 9, Levi Kuntz 10, and Mike Brown takes 11th unofficially. Not a ton of movement in and throughout the field there in the first heat race. Golubic in the 17, though. Valuable points going towards his night score. Top 20 in points out of tonight's heat races, and qualifying will lock into tonight's A feature, and 18 of them will be inverted, so every point matters, as we saw heat race winners not make the A main last night direct out of the heats. Taking a look here on the FloRacing broadcast, we're going to get a replay and watching the big screen here at Skagit Speedway. This is Mitri and Borden coming to her, and oof, front bumper to rear bumper application. Good thing Nerf bars are cheap. Mitri ends up getting back by Borden in the end, but physical racing out of the 4th corner there in the first heat race. Heat race number 2 hits the racetrack next. Lineup for this one, Bud Kading's got the pole in car number 29. Next to him, it's Caden Steele out of California in the 121. Nick Parker, originally from Tucson, Arizona, in row number 2 next to Chase Johnson in the 24X. Row number 3, Willie Croft, a race leader last night for about 10 laps in the 29C. And Trey Starks, who ends up outside row number 3, looking for a better point night here on night number 2. DJ Netto, the 88N from Hanford, California. Tanner Holmes, the 18T from Jacksonville, Oregon. Then Ryan Burnell from Hollister, California. Skylar G next to him in the 8R. And Brett McGuy in the 66. Your 11 cars for 8 laps. Top 8 are inverted here on heat race number 2 for the 410 sprint cars. Drivers in this one off of last night. Bud Kading in the 29, certainly looking to pick up a few more points. He was 25th coming into tonight. Caden Steele's 121 at 22nd overall in points. Parker, the 15, 24th overall in points. Johnson, 33rd. Croft at the 29 was 12th, so solidly within the shell. Starks was at the 9th in points spot in the 55. Netto's 88N, 21st overall in points, and Holmes in the 18T, 4th in points coming in night number 2 of Dirt Cup. 410s on the track, heat race 2. Carmark USA Jeep Gladiator Pace Truck pulls to the infield. Bud Kading and Caden Steele duking it out from row number 1 with Nick Parker and Chase Johnson looking for opportunity to get by them in row number 2. Green flag off the corner. Bud Kading down to the bottom of the 29's got the early lead, stretching it over Steele. Got down low. Closing the path for Chase Johnson in position 3. A lot of cars racing hard for 4th and behind him. Lap number 1. It is Kading and then Steele with Johnson in 3rd. Good looking laps for Bud, who's looking to build momentum and have a better night too in the program. That's really dropped the 29, who has snuck ahead of Parker for 4th. And up top, Trey Stark says, no problem, I'll go where you're not. I'll find the high groove to my liking. Down low, closes the door on Netto, trying to come forward. Now Starks looking for 5th from Parker. Parker bounces and gets into the bottom of turn number 1. Starks loses some ground off the high side of turn number 2. That allows J Netto back into the 88 car to try to make something happen as they're sitting in 6th and 7th right now. Neither of them really picking up the heat race points they want, nor fast qualifier out of this heat. Tanner Holmes, who is languishing right now, around in 8th place and not passing anybody. Next time by will be 6 complete, 2 to go for Bud Kading in the 29. Kading down at the bottom of the racetrack. See a lot of those race cars, just that little bunny hop as they get into turn number 1. I wonder if they're hitting a race part of the racetrack that's a little wavy down there. Get in once again, and there's that little bunny hop I'm talking about getting into the turn. Steele steps off the bottom for a second. Johnson unable to get underneath him. So they're on the white flag lap and coming to the checkered. Give Kading the win without challenge. In second, Caden Steele will hang on. Chase Johnson 3. Lee Croft 4. Nick Parker 5. Trey Stark 6. DJ Netto 7. Tanner Holmes 8. Ryan Bernal 9. Skylar G 10. And Brett McGuy in 11th. All results unofficial until validated. Two of 4 heat races in the books here at Dirt Cup night number 2. Bud Kading, Caden Steele, Chase Johnson, Willie Croft, and Nick Parker 1 through 5 in that second heat race. As shuffling on forward, we will move to heat race number 3. 8 laps in the distance. Top 8 in time trial inverted in this. We'll see if anybody can make a big difference coming out of this one. Dylan Bloomfield's got the pole from Oakley, California. Next to him in the 83V, it's the 17. One of our locals, Cam Smith, out of Mill Creek. Row number 2, Colby Thornhill from the inside, the Enumclaw, Washington driver in 19. And next to him, it is the Burlington, Washington driver, Justin Youngquist in the 95. Power starts coming big time, as if those first few rows weren't good enough. Dominic Gordon out of Clovis in the 10X inside row number 3. Your reigning and defending champion, Justin Sanders, from the outside of row number 3 from Aromas in the 2X. Fourth row, Colby Copeland from Roseville, the 5V, and Corey Day in the 14 car, starting 8th in this one from Clovis. Evan Margison, the 99, Luke Didiuk, the 9A, Dustin Gehring, the 51, making up your 11 cars going for 8 laps. Points coming into this one, Corey Day was 6th after last night's competition. Justin Sanders was 2nd. So those two looking to play add-on here on night number 2. Dylan Bloomfield heard a race car last night. He was 37th in points. Cam Smith in the 17 was 16th, so one of those drivers kind of on the bubble for the cut spot. Colby Thornhill in the 19, work to do. He was 23rd coming into the evening. Youngquist in the 95 up in the top 10. He was 8th coming into points tonight. Gordon's 10X, 17th in points. And Copeland in the 5V. On the outside, looking in from what I saw earlier. No, I'm sorry, 14th. He's on the inside. As Colby sits 14th coming into tonight's competition. Heat race 3 on the track and ready to form. Third of 4 heat races here at Skagit Speedway. This one gonna be fun. Bloomfield and Smith, Thornhill and Youngquist, Gordon and Sanders, Copeland and Day, Margis and Didiuk, and Gehring. By and large, field has been around the bottom. Advantage has gone to the pole sitter so far. Cam Smith looking to change that. Looking for side-by-side at the chalk mark. Coming off the corner. We'll get it. Green flag out. Bloomfield noses ahead into 1. Smith looking for anything up on the high side of the racetrack. At this point, just trying to defend the spot from Colby Thornhill. He'll come through the middle and actually make some ground back up on Dylan Bloomfield. Smith tucks in. Catches a bit of the dirty air off the back of the Bloomfield car. Washes out, but at least holds second for now. As there's Dominic Gordon, who's picked his way up and past Justin Sanders. And down low, making Justin Youngquist. And there's the 2X of Justin Sanders getting past Youngquist as well. Corey Day has gotten past Copeland. Down the back straightaway, almost makes tires with the 95. As Youngquist trying to find a lane that hasn't been there so far. Working the high side, he'll tuck back in down low. Sanders came off the rear bumper. It was Day coming off the rear bumper of Sanders, potentially losing the position to Youngquist getting underneath him. Now Corey Day going up top shelf, seeing if anything is there for him to make a run on the reigning Dirt Cup champion coming out of turn number 2. Looking down the back straightaway is Day. As my broadcast partner in Tulsa, Chris Wilner, would say, winding up the prop plane up and around the high groove to within a car length here. With a little bit of time left, we're 5 in, 3 to go, and Day's starting to make some progress, rolling up high on Sanders. Sanders exited the corner change that time as he's closing up on the back of Gordon. Corey Day is up into 6th. He's looking for 5th after starting 8th. And Day, half a car length as we come to the white flag one more time around. Sanders down low, Day up high. Is Bloomfield gonna win this without challenge? Smith too, here's the battle at the line. Can he thread the needle? He cannot, as Day will see 5th to Sanders. But a good race and maybe maybe an eye-opener for Justin Sanders when he goes back and watches the highlights here on Flow of just how close Corey Day was to him. Dylan Bloomfield gets the win. Cam Smith 2, Colby Thornhill 3, Dominic Gordon 5th to 4th, so at least a spot for him. Justin Sanders ends up going 6 to 5. Corey Day 8th to 6. Justin Youngquist, Colby Copeland, Evan Margis, and Luke Didiuk, and Dustin Gehring unofficially in heat race number 3. That one had some excitement, as you can see the high grooves starting to come in for Corey Day, who will be here with the Kubota High Limit Series for the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals at Skagit Speedway. 70 days, make it 69 days away now. Coming up on Labor Day weekend, where we were going to run for $100,000 to win on Saturday night. Make your plans to be here now at Skagit Speedway on Labor Day weekend, and if you can't, the whole 3-day series will be broadcast live on Flow. Heat race 4 now, final one of the night for the 410s. Greg Otis has got the pole in the 9 car. Next to him, Hunter Percent out of Sykeston, Missouri. Hunter Schurenberg in the 17A. Jesse Adard in the 53 from Landilo, New South Wales, Australia. Next to him, Tanner Carrick out of Lincoln, California in the 83T. Kinzer Cox is the 5K inside row number 3 from Oregon. And next to him, the local Eric Fisher, our multiple-time track champion, in car number 26. 4th row, a good one. Cole Macedo, Lemoore, California, the Tarleton Sons 21T. And next to him, last night's feature winner, the Boss's Mobile. It is Zeb Wise, the Routine Racing number 26. 5th and final row from Harrisburg, Oregon, Tyler Thompson running the Lemley Family Racing number 7 tonight. And next to him, it's the 7 little O of Axel Loudman out of Cedro Woolley. 10 cars this time, 8 times around. Final heat race of the night here at Skagit Speedway at Dirt Cup Prelim Night number 2. These drivers, Zeb Wise, High Point man, coming into tonight at 478, ends up getting 4th quick, so he has already added 194 points to his score. Cole Macedo at a up and down main event, but still ends up 10th overall in points with 445. Fisher, a very good night, 13th in points at 441, tied with Willie Croft. Kinzer Cox, under the radar most of the evening, ends up 26th overall in points at 379. Carrick, Adard, and Otis room to improve. Schurenberg, 11th in points after night number 1 at 444. Field ready to go. Final heat race of the night for the 410s. Otis and Schurenberg lead them down. Adard, Carrick, and Moore. Green down the front straightaway. Adard looking to get underneath Otis. Otis, car balances, but he hangs on to it. Here comes Schurenberg coming after Craig. Craig gets off the bottom, moves to the middle in turn number 4, and leads lap number 1. Adard and Schurenberg for 2nd. Way up high is Jesse, nothing doing. There's Cole Macedo from 7th already. Macedo quickly coming through the field. As he looks for positioning now, is Schurenberg reeling in Otis. Otis into the middle, and there goes Schurenberg down low in 1 and 2. They almost make tires going into the 3rd turn, as Hunter Schurenberg has taken the heat race lead here in our 4th and final heat. That's Zeb Wise trying to come through. He's working on Kinzer Cox, and that's the battle for 6th right now. Cox, the white, black, and red number 5 car in the 6th position. Wise, who started 8th, looking for 6th, looking to get the nose on him, coming down the front straightaway. And it is Wise still in second, in that behind him by 0.003 of a second on that time by. 5 laps in, 3 to go. Jesse Adard coming after Greg Otis. Otis tiptoeing into the corner. Almost spins around. Adard's going to get by. He'll move to 2nd. Here's Macedo. looking for third, 7-3, picking up points is Cole Macedo now as we've got 2 to go, and Macedo may not be done. Tanner Carrick looking for a spot on Otis, moving back up into 4th. So Carrick gets a spot back. As he will chase in and around. We're down to 1 to go. As Wise has gotten by Cox, he'll come after Otis in the final lap. The heat race win to Hunter Schurenberg off the outside of the front row. Checkered flag flying. It is Macedo 2, Adard 3, Carrick 4, Wise 5, Otis, Cox, Fisher, Thompson, and Outman. Well, Hunter Schurenberg makes some progress here tonight at Skagit Speedway. 100 points for him, 400%. Cole Macedo gets 97, Jesse Adard gets 94, and Zeb Wise from 8th to 5th. Good move from him, 7-2 for Cole Macedo, who really picked her up there. That's a great run for Macedo out of Lemoore, looking good in the Tarleton Suns 21, as that'll do it for our 410 Sprint Car Heat Races. Top 20 in points between qualifying tonight and heat races tonight are about to lock themselves into the 35-lap A main event coming up later on the show, and we're going to invert the top 18 of them. So your high point guy starting outside row number 9 for the Sprint Car main event tonight that pays $5,000 to win, and we'll go an extra 5 laps at 35 laps in distance coming on later in the show. If you're not in the top 20 in points, you're going to a B or a C main, and the night just got abundantly harder for you. Northwest Focus Midgets will come up next for their 2 heat races. If we've got them staged up and ready to go, good looking shot of the